G'day. Welcome back. I know Josh is in the chat. We're back again for another Witchlight Carnival, the wild beyond the Witchlight with the Tats and Tarasques.
Hello.
The party, when last we left our heroes, were deep in the carnival, having fun, I think, mostly. But if, Timmy, you want to give us a bit of a recap on what has happened to the party since they've been in the carnival? What do you remember the most in this Feywild-like extravaganza?
It's been a pretty amazing carnival, in all honesty. You know, the Sorn and Pauly stopped a Kenku who was making trouble at the Silver Song Lake, kind of just heckling the mer lady who was singing there. And I mean, you know, heckler's it's a pretty douchebag move. So they rustled him up like a bloody cow, like a cowboy does, and marched him right into the big top, handed him to the owners, and then did some sick, sweet moves, flying and dancing around. Karu and Pauly did like an awesome like trapeze thing where they like high-fived in the middle of the air. Sorn shot some lightning out of his butthole and then like scared the crowd. What did Yama do?
Yama lifted some heavy shit.
Yeah, just did some like dope lifting in the corner, like, you know, impressing all of the ladies, like all the hobgoblin ladies. Then like as well as impressing those hobgoblin ladies, Yama's sweet lifting moves impressed the owners of said Witchlight Carnival, and they invited us to their caravan in a non-sexual way, both to Karu and Pauly's dismay. Both were very, very sad about that. They were hoping to get some freaky carny action. Had a little chat about the weird things that are going on here, and they said not to worry about it, that it'll all be fine. And, you know, they, being the gullible group that they are, said, yeah, you're right, that's totally fun. Let's go on some more rides. They did. They went on more rides. They went onto the gondola, talked to a very sassy swan, who spilled the goss. They also went on to the mystery mine. Nothing really happened there. Nothing at all, actually. Pauly and Sorn just went in and then came back out about a second later, crying and screaming. But I don't know why they were screaming or crying. They just were.
Yeah, I think I went back and watched the VOD for that, and it just skips ahead.
Yeah,
it just
nothing
completely
happened.
cuts out. There's nothing there.
Yeah, nothing happened at all. Just,
Really
you know,
curious.
I mean, obviously a bucket of water just spilled onto Pauly's pants. Like, that's obviously all that happened in the mystery mine.
It's probably
like,
clowns.
whatever.
You know, often clowns will put buckets of water above door frames to get you.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think that could have been
That's it. That's all the mystery mine was. Just a
whitewash.
horrifying split second of peeing themselves. I mean, a bucket of water. Yeah, that's the one. And they want some more. They want some carnival. Like they want some, like, you know, games. And yeah, that's where we are.
So we see the four of you, Pauly, Karu, Yama, and Sorn, having just left, I believe, were hanging around the lost property section. You hear an announcement over sort of a horn. 2 hours until the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch. Don't miss it in the big top. And you find, you know, there's sort of a bustle of action as lots of kids and dragging their parents around, saying, "Oh, yeah, I want to go one more ride," and you know, there's sort of a fever pitch as the night kind of wears on, and you can tell you're slowly approaching dawn.
What
What do you guys want to do?
I want to see if any of us could win the Monarch thing, but the whatever. But it's 2 hours
I think
away.
we just do that by going around and being good people and making sure the carnivals are sick.
Yeah, didn't they say something about increasing the
The fun.
the atmosphere and the ambience and the carnival
Oh,
feeling?
Pauly knows the way how to do that.
Mhm.
He's going to go up to the Calliope.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start doing a cool little jig.
All right.
Like some like aerial performance. I'm going to try and, yeah, get a crowd gathering around us.
Okay. Did that pull us through? There we go. So a calliope, so this organ is playing.
Is it being played by a monkey?
It seems to be playing itself, but there is this merry tune spilling forth from an instrument on the back of a brightly painted wagon. The monkey is wearing a cloak covered in buttons, and it's turning a handle at the wagon's rear, sending music into the air with rows
Wait,
of
how many
golden
buttons are we
whistles.
talking?
Absolutely covered. So there's almost not a part of this monkey's cloak sort of jacket combo that is not covered in small. They look sort of little handmade buttons.
Does this monkey happen to be Pauly side?
He's a bit smaller, so he's
Fuck.
yeah.
Damn.
No, he's definitely sort of a small monkey, not really an ape.
Okay, I was really hoping I could barter with this monkey for his button coat.
As you watch, a goblin dressed as a ladybug toddles up to you, rattling a tin cup. As the monkey sort of turns the handle of the piano roll, there's kind of punched holes in the parchment that provide the melody. He as you look at him and kind of are admiring his cloak, he says to you, to the tune, "Spare a button, if you please. I'll sew it next to all of these. I offer nothing in its place besides a smile upon my face."
Absolutely. Pauly tears off a button. I was going to do that anyway before you even said that.
Yeah.
Tears off a button off his coat and chucks it in there with a gold coin as well.
Okay, and you hear it tinkle and rattle in the tin cup that the goblin is holding, the monkey kind of smiles and does a little bit of a dance as he keeps winding the calliope, and he kind of doffs his hat to you, as the goblin kind of brings it over and he'll probably it puts it in sort of a little pocket, puts the button in a pocket. The monkey sort of hands back another button to the hands something to the goblin, who runs over to you, Pauly, and hands it to you, and it is a sort of enamel or sort of like a metal enamel pin that says the Witchlight Carnival 2022.
Hell yeah! I got that con drip. Let's go.
That's right. The what is it? Not Penny Arcade, but like Witchy Arcade, or
I actually got a pin from Mike Failow, one of the founders.
You'll have to go now. You'll have to go around to every single.
Pin.
Now that you've started it, you'll have to go around to every single thing at the carnival in the next 2 hours and trade for pins. This is the new mini game.
Done.
This is the entire campaign from here on out. Collect them all.
Bartering for pins.
Yeah, that's right. You got to go talk to the owners. And you got to trade some pins.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys want to do a little performance in the Calliope and try gather a crowd?
I'm sure. I don't know how much of a good dancer I am, but let's go.
Do some sick parkour.
Dance.
Oh yeah, but like looking around, there's not really anything to parkour off.
Just do some sick flips.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Do you want to give me a dex-based performance check, please? Karu.
It'll be like an acrobatics then.
Close enough, but I don't want your acrobatics proficiency. I want performance proficiency. So
Can I assist in Karu's mention that there's not really much to go off? Can Yama just take a knee with his back to Karu and just kind of give him like a launch pad.
Just give him like
kind
boosts, like, like put your hands out there, like, like a mosh pit when you're like,
exactly, like
setting
make
people
the
like
step thing and kind of.
Absolutely. Can you give me an athletics check first?
Hell yeah.
To see how well you can do this.
Pray for good juju. 17.
Absolutely, yes. So Karu will have advantage on this dex-based performance check as the music winds on.
Should I just roll a d20 with my dex modifier then?
D20 with your dex.
Charisma.
Yes. So are you proficient in performance at all?
No.
No. Okay, then yeah, it's a straight up dex check for you.
Alright, well, with advantage.
Yeah.
Ugh, oh, shit.
Do you want to describe that to me?
What did Yama do, sorry? Yama was like behind him?
Yeah, no, Yama's like standing in front of him, like with his like back, and he's just kind of braced. And I'm sure you're probably like running and jumping off his back or something. Maybe he goes too hard with the boost or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Karu like goes to like run, and he goes to do like that like leapfrog action over Yama in a way, but it's just like Karu's crotch to the back of Yama's head, and we just both face plant.
Very good.
Karu gets up and he's like, I told you there was nothing to do it on, and he's just like stands to the side.
Yeah, you get a couple of people who kind of stop, and there's a couple of small kids who kind of point and laugh, but you certainly haven't gathered a crowd. And as you turn to Yama to chastise him or embarrassedly defend your poor performance skills. You see a small child wearing a little set of butterfly wings, kind of point at you and start crying.
No. Pauly is going to talk to that kid and try like assuade him that it's okay, it's all right.
All right. Give me a persuasion check.
16.
Yeah, so you're able to you walk over and to this little kid who's now being sort of carried by his mum as she's trying to sort of shush him and coo him. And what do you say to him?
I'm gonna be like, oh, it's okay, buddy. There's a lot more cool things here at the Witchlight Carnival, and I'm gonna like do like a little. How old is he?
He's probably like 4 or 5 or something. Like he's a little.
I'm gonna do peekaboo with my wings.
Ah, yes, yeah, very good. So after a few minutes, the tears are forgotten. The kind of wonder in this child's eyes as he's like, and like every time you peekaboo, he's like, and then until after a few seconds, he's copying your actions with his hands.
Perfect. Yes, great.
While this is going on, I'm going to cast dancing lights and juggle them.
Give me a performance check, Sorn.
Mm-hmm.
Are you proficient?
Can I join him in this?
I am not proficient.
Yeah, because it's
charisma based spell.
Yeah, well, performance is already charisma based.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. What are we getting?
So what's Pauly doing to assist here?
Oh my! I was going to say like, if he does them like a really big circle, he'll fly through. He's like juggling.
Okay.
Magic, like I'm juggling them, but like I will never be able to drop them because they're magically controlled. I'm just moving my hands, and it's how
to make it look real. Yeah.
I'm trying to make it look like I'm doing something, but I'm just like my mind's doing it all realistically.
Okay, give me another performance check, as if you had advantage, as Pauly's kind of typing you up like a bit of a ringmaster. Still the same.
2 12s.
It's not terrible. But there is a moment where Pauly sort of dives through the ring of lights as you're juggling them, and you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
And you're somewhat distracted, and you you kind of lose the thread. Most people in the audience don't catch it. There's probably like a few that do, but people are somewhat enjoying it and getting in the mood. And okay, you see sort of one or two sort of young kids, maybe sort of around the ages of 10, 11, kind of run into where you are and kind of give a bit of a dance and stuff, and dance with Ernest the monkey. And yeah, there's a bit of a vibe going around the Calliope.
And also, just as Pauly goes through, can I add on to that? As I lose my train of thought while I'm juggling, can I, because I've looked at Pauly, can I then in the moment cast Fairy Fire on Pauly and make him like glow like a really bright, vibrant purple?
Absolutely. So, Pauly, you now have this sort of these. It's almost like pixie dust settles on both your sets of wings. So everywhere you go, there's sort of this bright purple light. It was purple, yeah.
Trails around,
trailing behind you a little bit, almost like after images, like a Sandever stand.
How many kids are in the crowd?
I think you've drawn quite a crowd by this point.
Yeah, how many kids
imagine more of like a, like in my mind it's more of a like a Super Saiyan, but like it's purple.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm just more curious. I'm more curious. Like, what's the maturity level of this crowd?
Oh, low. Like it's below 10 mostly. Like,
all right. I want to like I'm like a firelighter. Like one of those little sparklers. You know, you hold on to little handheld sparklers. I want to write "butt" as I fly around.
Yeah, there's like a and then like after a few seconds they get it. And then they like there's a roar of laughter and applause.
Just like the most PG swear words ever.
Yeah.
Is essentially what I'm going for right now.
You know, tens of small, chubby digits are pointing up in the sky of where you are, and just in unison they all say "but," and then they kind of like put their hand to their mouth and like, and then like look around, seeing if their parents caught them.
Yeah, perfect. Good.
All right. Cool. Anything else for around the Calliope?
Just want to get all the kids dancing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've certainly got the mood lifted up in this area of the park for sure. And Ernest, the small monkey, seems certainly very happy. He's sort of dancing away as he cranks the handle.
What was there in the park?
What else is there?
Yeah, was there like a food eating contest? I can't remembering that.
Yes.
Food? Hell yeah!
That's great.
Karu, you have the best ideas.
I was like, I'm starting to get hungry, and I swear I heard something about a food eating contest.
I'm also hungry. Could definitely go for a food eating contest.
Let's do it.
All right. So you make your way to the feasting orchard.
Yeah, we get our little pamphlet out to like get the map and like flip it over to find the section. Yeah, look at the key.
So there is you head sort of northeast past the carousel. The carousel's got a bunch of unicorns in and around it. Now, do you go past the swans or do you go past the dragonfly rides?
We should like.
Should we go past the dragonflies? Because we've already been to the swan.
Yeah,
I feel like Karu would be like leading and wanting to see the thing they hadn't seen yet.
Cool. So you make your way sort of past the dragonflies, following the rumbles of your stomach, to get to the feasting orchard, where there's sort of a big barrel set up with sort of a pie on top, and lots of sort of tables and long benches to sit on, where people are just eating all kinds of food that they've brought with them. There's sort of little stalls with food and things like that as well. And then there's sort of bigger tables set up where it appears that there are sort of eating competitions. that are taking place. Before you get there, there is you walk past the dragonflies section where you see your good friend, the sort of tree sapling, the ent dude, hanging out, sort of watching over as people come and get their ticket punched, and they sit on, get strapped into a dragonfly, which kind of lazily up and just sort of like hums over the carnival and just does kind of a lazy loop around, very similar to the swan, but sort of up high in the air. Your friend, if you remember, everyone's favorite tree sapling.
Happy boy.
So you kind of cruise past, and you're kind of having a look in. You can see, big lily pads. You kind of toured past here briefly, I think, as well on the back of the swans, or at least you probably had a bit of a gander at it.
Or cheeky squiz.
A little bit of a cheeky squiz. And as you pull up closer to the feasting orchard, music and mirth radiate from this side of the park. The heady scents of flowers, mead, and berry pie waft through the air. Stilt walkers pluck fruit from trees, musicians drum, pipe, and strum, and everywhere there is singing, dancing, and an inordinate amount of custard. So in here, there's these feasting tables. There's sort of acrobats, storytellers, keeping people entertained while they're here. And off in the corner, you see someone calling out for the fairy cake eating contest. The contest table is piled high with small glazed cupcakes, each filled with a dollop of berry custard. After watching for a few, actually, Karu, do you want to give me a perception check, please?
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Hells yeah.
Yes.
So you spend a little bit of time as you approach watching, perhaps going to a couple of the different tables to kind of see how it works. As you're certainly your curious nature doesn't have you rush in blindly. It seems pretty simple. It's how many cupcakes can you swallow in 60 seconds? However, that custard seems sickly sweet, and so it's probably very hard to kind of keep down.
A lot of puking.
There's sort of like children and even some adults keeled over in sort of custard comas,
Love it.
unconscious, on the ground nearby, stains all over their mouths and shirts. You do also see, though, a couple of sort of teenagers who are part of who are going up against each other. One of them seems to be some kind of wizard and is using magic to. You see him sort of flick his fingers under the table, and the other one eats one of the custard cupcakes and then just starts spitting it out as if it tastes terrible. And you see another woman who's eating, kind of is looking furtively around and then kind of sneaking some under the table or hiding some under the chair. So there are certainly people who are potentially cheating at these contests. But there is the winner does get get given a digestive, but also a small potion that you're not sure what it does, but it's probably not just an antacid potion. It's not just a quick ease. It's probably something cool.
Is there with my nat 20 perception, can I see that whoever the person is who's running it, the officiator or whatever?
There's a couple of different ones. So there's a couple of tables who are running it. So there's just a small group, and it's every 60 seconds. That's eat, and then there's kind of some setup and prep for the next couple of minutes, and then until they get enough volunteers and go again. So there's a couple of different people one of them who seems to be running like one of the tables who you take notice with, possibly because they're sort of sitting there with a lute and playing and getting the most attention, is a small halfling woman.
I think Karu turns to Pauly and Yama and goes, "You guys care about cheating? Also, what are those?" Because he's never seen a cupcake before.
I mean, Pauly is all for cheating in everything except drinking competitions and food competitions.
Cool, because there's a lot of that happening.
Where are they?
I think Karu like slyly points out like the kid that's casting the spell, the like woman that's sneaking them under the table. Are like, there are many different ways apparently that people are cheating here.
Where's the judge?
He points to the lady with the lute.
Yeah, she's a gnome bard. Sorry, not a halfling. Sitting.
Pauly is going to walk up straight to them, up to them.
Yeah,
and go, look. I respect what you're doing here, but I think you need some help.
She's just kind of strumming away, watching it, and then it's like come to an end. That recent competition. She kind of stands up. She holds one finger out to you, Pauly, as like, okay, wait a sec. Yes.
In a rude way, or a polite way?
Oh, I think she's being polite. Like she's smiling and being polite about it.
Okay, good.
She's obviously a trained professional.
Yeah.
In managing children's birthday parties.
Absolutely. I respect what you're doing here, but there's got to be some legitimacy when it comes to food competitions, right? And you being the only judge, that doesn't help out. I'm more than happy to help you adjudicate the next few rounds of judging.
She says, but I'm not alone. I have a little boba here. And the little axolotl kind of thing that's sitting in her lap turns its head and looks up at you with its big eyes.
Look, as adorable as he is, I don't think he could fit many cupcakes in him, okay?
His eyes kind of turn around independently. And she says, "Oh no, he's helping me keep watch. It's fine. Look, they're all kids. It's all in good fun. But you're welcome to sit with me and help adjudicate this next round. Do you, as long as there's no conflicts of interest, I don't want you giving."
Nah, not at all. I just want to judge Sash.
She she's like, okay, and then pulls down from sort of the pear tree that she's sitting underneath. She reaches up into it, and you're not sure if it's kind of like you see her hand kind of disappear into a portable space, and she pulls out a sort of like a green, like a vibrant green leafy ribbon that you can tie around your chest.
Perfect. Thank you. Yep, Pauly sits down happily.
She says, "Next up for the feasting, the fairy cake eating contest. Step up if you've got the stomach of iron. Please take a seat. We're about to begin."
I think Karu loops a tentacle through one of Yama's arms. He's like, "Come on, let's go." But he also leads in. He's like, "If Pauly was okay with cheating, why is he now judging? I'm really confused."
So Yama definitely doesn't need any coaxing. He is a sweets man. And so I think as you grab his arm, he's because your question before about what these are, he's like, "Cupcakes are magnificent. They go beautifully with a green tea brewed to 80 degrees." And so he's just coming along with you, and he's got his ticket ready to give to the judge.
Do you think they would let us brew tea so that we could enjoy it? Do you think that would help with the cupcakes if we were also drinking tea? Or is that more of a savor it moment?
Perhaps I will let the tea brew for after we're finished, just to settle our tummies. I'll brew a lovely mint green tea, which will just help us to offset the sweetness a little bit and help with the digestion. But you're gonna love it. Cupcakes are the bomb.
So you can wait, I guess, because it's going to take more than 60 seconds to brew a cup of tea, like 2 cups of tea, I imagine. So you sort of sit and, watch Yama do the elaborate tea ceremony of preparing the tea and getting it ready. I
think he doesn't really realize, like, I think when he's brewing tea, he doesn't really have any concept of time. So he's just like slowly going through the motions, and I'm sure like a whole round passes and he's not really noticed.
Yeah. So while Karu's got you looped in his tentacle of like, all right, let's go, and you just sort of start this slow process, taking out one piece at a time. Karu, what's your kind of reaction to all this? Like an impatient child or like frozen? What's going on?
He's impatient, but then he goes, I have seen this before. I did say, should we brew some? That's on me. That's on me. And he just looks forlornly at the cupcakes that are being eaten in the current round. And if anything, he's actually like, he's kind of studying them. Like, he's just kind of like, what's the best way to eat them? Because I have frosting on top. Like, maybe if I maybe if I pull it in half and then squish the frosting, would that make it more like a sandwich? Like, he's coming up with concepts.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what it is. He just doesn't understand it.
You see one person
Pauly
who's
catching any cheaters?
Well, you see one person who's like taking it super seriously. They've got like a tankard of mead there, or some sort of apple cider or something, and they're like taking the cupcake, dunking it in there to make it all wet, and just like shoving it down, and just like hot dog eating contest, wetting all the bread related parts.
Have you guys actually seen any of the Nathan's hot dogs eating channel? Like, it is actually disgusting.
Yeah,
I've not seen that.
It's morbidly curious. Like, but like, what's his name? I can't remember. Like the biggest. He ate like 89 hot dogs in like 10 minutes.
That's so wild.
It's so crazy.
Before I get to Pauly looking for cheaters, Sorn, what are you doing during all of this?
Well, this is all going on. I'm just witnessing the nonsense unfold. I'm having no part in this.
Okay.
Sorn is not. Doesn't want to be a part of it because he's not a glutton in any way. He doesn't want to eat a lot. He's just sipping on some elven wine that he's just still got on him.
Yeah. Well, you find that there are small, whilst a lot of this is decadence and fruit based and so on. You are able to find a small tent that has little tasting paddles of elvish wine from the Feywild. So you can get those little sort of tasting shot glasses where you can like try a couple of different types of wine, and then if you want, you can buy some to take home. Is
this like a proper wine tasting? Is there a bucket where I'm meant to spit it out? Because Sorn is not spitting it out.
Yeah, there is, but it's sort of like, each to their own. They expect that you can just drink them. That's fine. But they're very small. Yeah. They're very small glasses, so you're going to need a few of those paddles to really get up the creek.
Sorn will hand over. And no, he's not going to get drunk. Sorn's not going to get drunk at this point.
All right. Pauly, give me a perception check, and as the tea ceremony goes on, and Yama gets the
9,
the water boiled, a 9.
9.
Yeah. Yeah. This judging gig's really easy. You just count. You can kind of see how many cupcakes were in front of them when they started, and then you see how many cupcakes. You minus how many cupcakes are there afterwards. It's like, they must have eaten all the cupcakes.
I'm all for it. I just like the idea of just judging one of these.
And you're potentially distracted because you're trying to watch and you're trying to keep a serious face, but then out the corner of your eye you just see this little pink salamander kind of looking at you.
He's really cute, isn't he?
Sounds so cute.
Yeah, can you see him on your screen, everyone? Did it pop up before? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get the pop up, but that's okay.
I didn't get the pop up either.
Did you say its name was Boba?
Yeah.
There he is.
So cute.
That's adorable.
Boba, he's like a land axolotl, so I guess he's a salamander in my world.
He's very cute.
Cool. All right, Yama and Karu. The water is boiled. In the time it takes you to do the competition, the water have cooled off enough to not burn the tea, so you've timed it right.
Love it.
and you enter in at the sort of next wave of contestants.
I was like bouncing in place while while Yama was doing the final touches. He was just like bouncing on the spot because he could see that the round was starting to switch, and he was hearing the lady being like, next round, and he's just like, oh, come on, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Pauly's like, last chance to get in on this round.
He's like,
I've definitely become like the the MC of it as well. Like I've gone and gotten myself
constantly.
like how like all of the competitive meetings there's a dude with a boater hat. I've found a boater hat and I'm putting it on. And I'm just like wowing up the crowd, giving like stats on these 8-year-olds and like, like the absolute lies,
That's brilliant.
All for it.
Yeah. So, are you making any? Because these are glazed cupcakes with a dollop of sort of custard on top of them. Are there any cream-filled jokes, any glazed jokes coming out of Pauly, or is it all PG?
They're pretty, but they're, like it's like watching The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Like the kids just think it's funny because butt, right?
Yeah.
But then their parents are like, yeah, I get it. It's about sex.
It's like a Pixar movie where there's all the little adult jokes thrown in.
Yeah,
that the
that's
kids
exactly just chucked in. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, something along the lines of I'm stealing this from a lyric, but I can make him cream filled or give him a layer of glaze. Step on up, we've got both kinds.
That's it.
Excellent. All right, well, Karu and Yama, you sit down, and
I'm definitely going to flirt with one of the kids' mums while I'm up on stage.
Perfect. Can I get your Constitution modifiers, please?
+5.
+5.
Mine as well.
Just anyone who's eating.
+2.
+2 and +5 for Yama, is it?
Yeah.
Holy cow, what a machine.
Yeah, he really likes sweets.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you, Yama, you begin, and in every 3 seconds, you're able to easily put down about 8 cupcakes. Karu, yours was +2, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You're only able to get down 5 every 3 seconds, at least safely. But
Can I say that he's slow to begin with, because like when he goes to bite it, he's just like looking at Yama and he's like, holy shit. This is
I'm imagining like custard everywhere.
Yeah, like at first he's just like oh my god, and then Yama's just like, come on, like what are you doing? And you're, oh, it's a competition, and then he's just mashing them into his mouth. Like they're not cupcakes when they are in his hands anymore. They are just flat.
So, for my headcanon, Yama obviously is very usually sort of proper. Proper, you got to boil the water and lift the tea bag out in a certain way.
He's very slow and methodical normally.
Out the window now? Is that like...
I think around sweets, he's a whole different beast.
You now...
Just imagining this is like calm, normal Yama, and then this is battle Yama.
Yeah, this is like something you guys haven't seen unleashed yet, and like, yeah.
In this moment, you are reminded that Yama is from the goblin family of humanoids. Just the wildness and abandon that he is eating cupcakes and shoving them down. Now, Yama definitely seems to be sort of winning this contest at the table. But Karu, you can start to try and pick up the pace, but I am going to need a Constitution saving throw. How many? So Yama's putting down sort of 8 at a time. You're putting down 5.
Yeah.
How many would you like to try and get up to?
I think you'll want to take like 4 and just like in between, and he'll probably maybe use his tentacles because he thinks they're stronger, and he will just go and he's just going to try and compress them into one dense disc before trying to eat that.
Okay, so you're going from 4 to 8 per sort of hoist. You're trying to. So normally you can down 4 easily. Your normal
or 5.
5 is your normal pace, and then you're going to add an extra 4 into that and make a cupcake ball, and just try and
yeah, it's like a cake pop now. Basically, it's just super dense.
So that's a total of 9. So you're going to try and outdo Yama by 1 per munch. All right, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw, DC 15. No, wait, DC 14. DC 14.
Look, I'm prepared to puke. Let's be fair.
Oh shit! Did you get it? Yes.
14.
14
Yes.
beats it. Yeah. All right. You do not take custard damage, and you are
What a shame.
scarfing down. Yama, you look over at the table and realize that, oh wait, this isn't just a who can eat so many. It's whoever eats the most at this table. And Karu is ahead of you now, scarfing down these cupcakes. How do you respond?
Oh, he absolutely responds by eating more.
All right.
So
you're on what? Not 5, 6, 7, 8. You're scarfing down 8, whereas Karu's now scarfing down 9. It's just that one extra to goad you.
So he's gonna go for another 2 extra.
Okay. All right. Give me a con saving throw. This is it's actually gonna be easier for you because it's not much above your max, and easily
22.
just eye contact with Karu, you're fine, and you just start upping the pace. So that's round 1.
I think
Pauly's
he's
going to really focus on the two of them, by the way, as well. Like, just talking about them each time, like, mentioning things like, and Yama's doing this special move, and Karu's doing the move that was, invented by, like, such and such famous world eater, scrunching them up, and then Yama's dunking the body cupcakes in the tea. Like, really just amping up the crowd,
Yeah.
I think Yama, as well, as he takes the 2 extra cupcakes, he kind of does this like, "Hey, watch this" to Karu, and kind of maybe gives him a nudge, and then he's like,
Yes.
All right. So Yama is sitting on. Oh, sorry. Karu is sitting on 9, and Yama is sitting on
10 now.
10. You've upped the ante a little bit more. All right. You guys.
This is 10 every 3 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
They're
are in
little
a
cupcakes, but,
world
like,
of
you're just
wonder.
hoffing them down.
That's insane.
All right. You're starting to get a little bit full, but so the checks are going to be harder. But currently, Yama is in the lead. Karu, what are you gonna up your game to?
Could I potentially like?
We're gonna go for 3 rounds, by the way. So this is going to be going into round 2.
Yeah. The Karu goes all in. He's gonna do this weird thing, and I see food like people do it, but he's gonna do this thing where he like basically bounces up and down in his place in an effort to get all the food further down into his stomach to free up space.
Yeah.
And then he makes eye contact with Yama, and I'm on 9. I think he gets 3, like he goes by 3, so he gets another 3. And with one tentacle, he just smashes it and completely flattens them on the table. And then he just like scoops it into his mouth.
Excellent.
Yes.
Sorn is just watching on in bewilderment right now.
But like there's eye contact, and then everyone just starts hearing this like thud as he's doing this every 3 seconds. He's just smashing cupcakes and like kind of like leaning down to the table so he can just scoop it straight into his mouth.
I bet as you shove a tentacle down, the rest of the cupcakes on the table are going boop.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm going to need you to make a DC 17 Constitution save, please.
Oh, buddy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Natty 15. Oh, it was almost an 18. Don't we have a team inspiration? You could totally use it for this. This is a very serious
Absolutely,
moment.
yes. Do it. Use it.
Do we have one?
I think maybe you have one
I
left.
thought we have.
We totally do. I love how it's like, no,
Pauly.
we don't need it for fighting the dragon, but we need it for the cupcake competition.
Yeah.
And I'm all for this. I'm all
I
for it.
shamefully want to help myself lift the heavy thing to get the attention of the owners in the previous episode. So
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure
so-
I'm pretty sure I used one in the mystery train to succeed one of those wisdom saves, but then I failed 3 anyway and got like the max bad that you could get from that.
Yeah. Well used. I mean, in that case, I think if you used 2, I think those were the 2 that you had in the bank.
Yeah.
So yeah,
oh, sad.
So unfortunately, chat has not been generous and given you
Come on, chat.
more subs more September's subs to throw away at a cupcake.
I'll sub right now. I will sub right now. 1 second.
Just
Pay
for
to win.
this. Thank you. Good job.
I'm subbing right now.
This is the impartial
subbing right now.
judge. This is the impartial
Impartial-
judge
yeah,
at the
exactly.
feasting orchard.
No conflict of
I'm
interest
subbing
whatsoever.
right now. Give me 1 second, okay?
All right. Well, look.
I don't.
We'll assume it's prepaid. He's got the sub on tick. You can roll with advantage so we can keep moving.
Like, is that just roll again?
Roll again,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like,
Obviously,
it's gonna-
if you can describe to me other things that.
No.
Well, no.
So I think what happens is like as he like leans down to like scoop in this like pancake essentially that he's made. Maybe there's like leftover like beer or that like apple cider or whatever the guy was like using for his technique in the previous round, and like it's just such an off taste from what Karu was expecting, and he just kind of just
Can you roll?
just a little bit goes out.
So you've got currently you're still shoveling them, shoveling.
Yeah.
And the sweetness is getting overbearing. Can you roll 12d8 for me, please?
Oh,
Subbed.
that doesn't sound good.
Oh, thanks, Timmy.
12d8. Right? That's
Yep.
what you said.
Seems like a lot.
This is how
Oh my
much
God.
damage you're going to take from the cupcakes.
You take 49 custard damage.
Really?
Yeah. What's your max?
Please tell me you're alive.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Yama. Karu is looking a bit sickly, a little bit pale, but he's still shoveling them down. He's powering through.
Okay.
He is now sinking 12. What do you do?
And I was at 10, right?
Correct.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Yama's seeing Karu increases by 3 with a ridiculous technique. He's gonna go for another 3 as well, but he's just gonna like with his big hands somehow just mash it into his face. All right. So what's my con
Okay, so
save?
Just do
Oh
the
no! Oh no! I rolled a 7.
a 7's definitely not going to cut it. And so you're you added 3 more, was that right?
I did, yeah.
Yep. So you're on a total of
13.
13.
Yeah.
Now your stomach is a little bit stronger because of the your just base level of con is a lot higher. But you're still going to have to roll 10d8 custard damage, please.
Oh, custard. Oh, I see a
Can
little
they
ones
die
and
from
twos.
custard damage?
Guess
I
what?
might
38
just.
custard damage.
38 custom damage. Custard damage, not custom damage.
Custom. Bit of custom damage, eh?
Bit of custom custard damage. Cool. All right, round 3. Karu's looking sickly. Yama's looking sickly. What's Pauly doing as a judge at this moment? Just eyes locked in, still
Pauly-
hyping them up.
Pauly is honestly at this point, I don't even know if what he's saying is intelligible anymore. I think he's essentially just squawking at the crowd in excitement. Just like he's amping up the other, he's just pumped about this amazing feat of just eating skills.
Mhm.
He's like an auctioneer where they're not really speaking words anymore.
That's exactly it, yes. If you were to slow-mo, it's all incredibly intelligent and witty. But at the speed of normal people, it's just inane squawking.
Excellent.
He's just amping up his crew as well. You know, he's definitely like, you know, look, he's an impartial judge, but he still has his favorites.
As we get to the last, you've rounded the bend on the final bit of this eating competition. Karu, Yama has slipped slightly ahead of you. You're on 12. He's on 13. What are you going for as that last final push? You're feeling a bit sickly, but you can see the end of the tunnel.
I want to kill this character with cupcakes.
You do have a medic on standby who is slightly buzzed off Elven wine.
I mean, it would be the best way to go.
Really would be.
Sorn's been watching, like, he's just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm keeping an eye on this. This is weird as shit.
How did your D&D character die? Custard damage.
Not even to like the Pudding King or anything.
No, we
It's
killed
just
the Pudding
an
King.
idiot.
We
Yeah.
killed the Pudding
Just
King. The Pudding King ain't shit.
Yeah, he's not shit.
He's gonna get
Custard
me back in
damage.
Feywild.
And I don't think I have like anything that I could like give myself. He's gonna go for it. He's too competitive.
Oh my god. We're gonna have two characters die from custard.
So he's gonna.
All about it.
he's
All
gonna
about
do,
it.
I think he's actually gonna like take a swig of the tea, of his tea that Yama gave him. So he's gonna like, in an
Reset
attempt
the
to
palate.
like. Well, he kind of just feels like his whole inside of his body is just like caked in like an inch layer of custard right now. Like that's how sick he just feels like. And so he's like got the tea and he's just trying to break it. Like he's hoping
You're making your captain so proud, by the way, guys.
Thanks to the cool mint flavor of this tea. I imagine it like I do this, and I'm sure it's purely mental. You go to Akami's for all you can eat, and you're like, all right, I'm full, but I'm gonna have like a lemon lime bitters, and just like that's gonna settle my shit, so I can go again, baby. I've hit the wall. I'm gonna go again. So I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration D6 onto this con check.
Awesome.
You can feel that you've made a bit of room. You've broken things up. But how many cupcakes are you going for?
I just want to get past one past Yama, so that's 2 for me. I
Two
think.
more, yeah.
Okay.
2 more.
Yep. So that'll bump
Get
you
to
up
14.
to 14.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a DC 21, I think. Wait.
What? I have to roll a 19 at least.
Well, you
I
have
know,
bardic
but
inspiration.
Yeah, but-
I know, but like, okay.
So your con modifiers are 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're out if you don't roll above a 13. 11.
Yeah.
Can just for flair, can I just roll the bardic inspiration first, and then I roll the
See
D20?
see how good the tea is.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, okay, let me do that. Okay, there are 2.
It's
Yep.
an okay tea.
It's gone a bit cool.
And you know what? If you don't stick this, you just take custard damage. You can power through that.
Yeah, Karu is the equivalent of bloodied.
Is custard damage non-lethal? Because I think we will die.
Guess we'll find out.
I mean, I deducted the points off my hit points.
Yeah,
So.
no, so you should.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel like as the technique, the flair of technique is gone. It's now just like tentacles each, just like and just and it's like slow mo, and there's just that face of like complete regret of just like like he's looking at Yama and being like, why?
I don't think I'm having fun anymore.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to eat a cupcake again after this. And yeah, here we go.
Oh no.
I got an 11.
That's not great.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Why did I say 4 to begin with? Like, why did I? What?
Does the custard damage cause like an explosion? You know, like the after dinner mint guy.
Stop it!
Can I get 14d8 custard damage, please?
Oh, hang on. I accidentally hot cornered my computer and it went black.
The savings and the custard damage.
Stupid max. So 14 d8.
14,
Was it?
yes.
All right. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my
I
second.
mean, if you
There we
prefer,
go.
you can do 7d8 twice.
Sorry. All right. This is terrifying on my screen.
Oh my god, that's
65 custard damage.
That's my max. That's over my max hit points.
So you're unconscious, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but like that's yeah. But like it, yeah.
That's fine. Meanwhile, Yama, you see Karu obviously numbing away. He's drawing ahead of you in this round. You see him sinking 14 at a time. He's looking a little bit woozy, eyes rolling into the back of his head. How many are you going for?
I'm definitely going for 15 now, so I'm increasing again by 2.
Okay.
Not to be outdone, while Karu looks like he's fading and not enjoying the cupcakes, Yama is like chanting to himself like, I love custard, I love icing, I love cupcakes.
All right. I'm also gonna ask for a DC 21 con save out of you as well.
Rolling. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And you're
Fuck down.
and so you're eating one more than Karu. So I'm gonna need 15 d8. Yeah.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Custard
Yeah,
damage.
let me just
Pretty
click all
tough
these.
cupcakes.
Oh, how do I aha. Alright. Jeez. Oh, there's so many 5s and 8s and
Oh my god. Oh my
72 custard damage.
Fuck.
How you doing there, Yama?
Oh, well dead.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, do we just both at the same time just like, final move and then just
Slowly.
I'm seeing in my mind like an anime nosebleed, but it's custard.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
coming out of our eyes and ears at this
ears,
point.
yeah.
Custard splattered all over you, all on your hands, fingers. It's
Yeah.
all running out your ears somehow.
But Yama has this like big grin on his face, like he's just like had the best time.
And you both, I think, collapse at the same moment, right? Because this is happening at the
Yeah.
same time. Now, Pauly, you're the judge. How do you call the winner?
Well, I mean, how are the other contestants going?
Oh, they did not compete to this level. No one else at this table was competing at this level.
All just like backed away from us, and it's just the two of us in the middle.
That's
just,
right.
All right.
You gotta
I'm
remember,
going
like,
to.
towards the
I'm
end,
going.
14,
Yep.
like 15 cupcakes like every 3 seconds. That's 5 cupcakes a second. Just
Yep.
no other child is
I'm
matching
gonna-
that force.
All right.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna like, so they're unconscious, both of them, right?
Yeah.
Is there cupcakes still in their mouths? Like, is it just like?
I don't know.
One last con check.
Well, you tell me. You're the one that's conscious. What do you see?
Well, this is the thing. I want to check if either of them, like, and actually, I would love if they did a con check. That'd actually really cool. Because, like, if they unconsciously like swallowed what was in their mouths, if one of them has an empty mouth, they win.
Now, what we're going to do is going to make this a contest between you two. It can be a con check if you like, but I would also accept maybe like a sleight of hand, or sleight of mouth, or some other equivalent if you can argue it of why it would be that.
A way to hide the cupcake from me.
Yeah,
Well,
like
this is also
unconsciously you
happening.
did it as you were passing out. You were like, "I've got to swallow it," or "I've got to hide it behind my tongue," or something.
While this is going on, I'm gonna Sorn will walk up to Pauly with another thimble of wine in each hand, and just be like, and one to Pauly, and be like, Yama died doing what he loved. Eating cupcakes.
How does Pauly feel about drinking on the job as a judge? Because this is a very
No,
important...
not at all. No, this is very serious.
Sorn will take it back and just like,
No. Just wait a second.
Yeah,
just wait a second.
gone.
Pauly takes judging food competitions way more seriously than he does being a captain of a pirate ship. Okay, guys. So just let me have this. Okay.
That's fine, but you don't get the wine. I drank it.
Fine, I'll get my own thimble of wine.
That's fine. It's all on your tab. Don't worry about it.
All right, so Pauly, Karu and Yama, have you chosen what checks you would like to make? We'll do a straight up sort of ability check, or a save, I guess, depending on what you're trying to argue.
Yeah, Yama's gonna stick with his con save. I can't think of a way to make strength work in this situation.
Just mashes the fucking cupcake underneath with your tongue.
A very athletic swallow. Karu?
Yama's throat game is strong.
he has no game reflex.
That's why they call. That's the real reason they call him the Immovable Mountain.
Shit. some backstory peeking out.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can think that maybe like Karu is like his head is on his side and his tongue is like out, but it's hiding the half-eaten cupcake that's in his mouth.
Yeah. So is this a stealth check or a sleight
Could
of
that be a
hand?
stealth? Can that be a stealth check?
It's up to the judges. It's up to the judges. Does that sound fair to you, Judge Pauly?
No, it doesn't actually, because I believe I would I'd open your unconscious mouths, look under your tongue. Like this isn't a game, kids. Okay, this is quite serious.
All right.
Both of you now have dirty feathers in your mouth as well.
Tell you what, I will allow the stealth check, if it also beats Pauly's perception.
Okay.
Okay,
How about that?
All right.
I've got a pretty good perception.
So
Yeah,
Yama,
I mean, I did terrible last time.
Yama, give me the con
Alright, here's
save.
my
Karu's going
con
for the
save.
potentially highest stealth, but it's got to beat Pauly's perception.
21.
Oh.
18.
26, nutty 20, nutty 20.
He's taking this judging role so seriously.
Pauly's like standing in front of you with binoculars.
It's the feather. It's the feather that like tickles the inside of Kara's mouth, and he just goes. Cupcake just comes out.
With the wet plap onto the ground.
What I'm hoping as well is it's two like whole cupcakes as well. Like, you know, icing, like the icing hasn't even been disturbed. It's like they're perfect cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think in this instance, then Karu was going for the risk it for the biscuit unconsciously, but Yama was able to. A 21 certainly was able to kind of swallow that down. I think we're gonna have to give Yama the win, Judge Pauly. Do you concur?
I agree. Pauly, after inspecting Karu's two whole cupcakes coming out of her mouth intact.
His mouth.
Yeah, his mouth. Yes, his mouth. Then goes over to Yama's lifeless corpse and raises the hand in victory.
Excuse me, lifeless custard corpse.
Custard corpse.
He's more custard than man right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Raises Yama's hand in victory.
Okay.
Actually, whole body tries to like lift Yama up. It's not going to work very well, but you know, like just cheer.
Just slipping out of your grasp from all the custard.
Yeah, the gnome bard plays sort of like a little victory tune, like da 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 da, and comes over and puts the small packet of digestives and a like the little biscuits and the quickies potion in your hand. It has sort of a bright pink kind of color to it. Not that you can see that, you're unconscious, but the gnome, she sort of wraps your hand in it. Your raised hand sort of wraps it around the potion and then lets your hand kind of fall back down to the floor. You now have a like a Pepto-Bismol kind of stomach settler that also functions like a potion of invisibility. So you effectively have a potion of invisibility on your person, which will be interesting if you ever wake up from this sugar coma. You both... I can't remember if I mentioned before. Sorry if I didn't. This did cost 1 ticket punch to enter, so make sure you have done that if you haven't already.
Marked it off, yeah.
And over the next half an hour to an hour, you two both start to come out of this custard coma, and you regain all the hit points you lost from taking custard damage. Had you worried there for a second?
Imagine if you did imagine if you did roll like 15 d8s in custard damage, and you actually did insta kill yourself because of a custard.
Look, we can do the next level of this, which is Willy Wonka, Witchlight Carnival, and 4 players go in, only one of you inherits the chocolate factory.
Well, actually, you know what, too? That 15d8 could actually kill Pauly, because my hit points are only 53.
Yeah.
So that could easily do double my health.
Yeah.
How do you have more hit points than me?
Yeah,
Aren't you a fucking wizard boy? Aren't you like a...
You're squishy.
I'm still a rogue.
Yeah, we wear the same armor.
The question is would I have let Pauly do
you wear medium.
uncanny dodge against custard damage?
I mean, I'd be all fucking for that. I think it'd be so funny. It's just like, I move my lower intestines in a way.
Out of the way.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
I think as Karu regains consciousness and he's just wiping the custard off, he looks across and sees the carousel and he's like, "Oh, we should do that next." But he looks so sick. He's like getting up, going like Kung Fu Panda, as he's walking around.
Sorn will just look at
Pauly's gonna try and help carry Karu.
I'm
sorry,
not sitting behind either of you.
Yeah.
I'll sit a few rows in front.
I am proud of both of you, by the way, guys. You did it amazing.
Yama is totally gonna slap Karu on the back, probably a little bit yeah, not as gentle as it probably should have been, and just slide him his tea in front of him, and he's like, "That was good fun." How'd you like your cupcakes?
Look, I think I would enjoy them more not smashing them into mush just to beat you. I don't know why I thought I could beat you. But hey,
I have had much chance to practice with the sweets. Perhaps when we can go back to the Underdark one day, I'll take you to my favorite tea house where they have beautiful lemon tarts and cupcakes filled with raspberries, and he just trails off in he's staring at middle distance, and there's a little bit of drool coming maybe.
Karu's just sipping his tea. He's like, yeah, sounds
Someone's
great.
wandered back over to the bar and he's getting more. He's getting as many of those little thimbles as his hand and mage hand can carry.
Yeah.
Of wine.
Well,
and then he's going to make his way to a table and were there any big cups of things that people could buy?
Sure, yeah. There's plenty of people who have sort of tankards of apple cider or mead, and you got to remember it's been half an hour while you're waiting for your compatriots to kind of wake up. So you've had plenty of time to make many trips. Each time the tasting paddles of you can get the tasters of wine is probably 1 silver gets you a paddle of wines or something. It's a pretty good deal. And then they try and encourage you to buy a full bottle every time you come back, but they don't cut you off for some reason.
So I'm going to buy the biggest tankard I can of apple cider, and then pay for that. Pour it on the ground, sit that down, and then buy as many of the tasting paddles of wine and just pour them in to this tankard until it's full, and then I'm gonna walk back up to the
mix
group
all the wines together.
And then I'm gonna I'll add some of my own elven wine because it's very strong in flavor and just powers everything over.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a very thick and heavy port that just
So you've basically made a Grenache.
you are yes, yeah. And I'm gonna walk back over to the group just with this big dumb guy smile on my face, like found a way around the tiny wines. This is great. Oh, by the way, Pauly, I believe you owe this guy a gold. There was a lot of it.
I'll flick the guy a gold.
Very good.
Thank you. I look back
It's
at the
always
guy.
expensive taking the. And I'm just going to say to the guys, well, it's expensive taking the children out to the fair. You know how it is.
Yeah. In this time, you've certainly got you're able to get them some birdie budgie show bags.
Oh yeah.
You know, everyone's favorite chocolate budgerigar. Pauly's come up with birdie budgie show bags for everybody. You gotta have some take home keepsakes and so on.
Sorn just he'll disappear for a minute and he'll come back with a Drow's health show bag.
Yeah.
It's got some nice new smells. He's like, yeah, this is great.
And
who wants a toiletries bag?
At least one. I assume Sorn turned it down, but there was at least one. A spiderweb candy, fairy floss kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It had little candy spiders in it, and it was white instead of pink.
Sorn comes back looking more pale than usual.
Does he have black skin? It's just ebony skin, slightly more pale.
He's grey all of a sudden.
Yeah, brilliant. As you drink, Sorn, this amalgamation of Fey wines, can you roll a D100 for me, please?
I was going to say, roll the amount of tiny thimble cups you get, so it's 300 d8s of damage.
1.
Wow.
Yeah, wild.
Just one? Holy shit.
1.
What?
How good is that?
That's illegal. You can't just have one.
That throws a spanner in the works, doesn't it?
All right, and would you say that this is roll a d20 for me as well?
Okay. Gotta get me. 6.
Okay. So you come back looking a little bit grey, and then as 30 minutes pass, you notice your skin tone change color again. Not necessarily because of your mood, but it just starts cycling through different colors of the rainbow. Your skin starts changing shade, sort of every half hour.
I'm just gonna look at. This is kind of cool. I like this place. Not outside of here. If this happened outside here, I would absolutely hate it. But this is cool. This is whimsical.
Is it just every 30 minutes his skin color changes?
Yeah, well, it's slowly shifting. It's like an RGB light in a computer, I guess. It's slowly going from green to blue to purple to red, just making its way through the entire spectrum.
Yeah, I think at one point Karu just slaps him across the face to see if it's a mood thing as well.
No, it just seems to be just a very slow moving. It's one of those things where when you look at him, if you stay looking at him, the change in tone is so slow. You don't see it cycling through colors. It's only when you look away and look back, you're like, oh, it's a new color now.
Yeah. That's cool.
You should do very whimsical.
You should do that more often.
I don't know how I'm doing it. I think it was the concoction of every wine that they had over there at the bar. Maybe I should buy a bottle of each. I'll yell out, "Good barkeep! How much for one bottle of everything?"
He says, well, I can give you a bottle, each bottle, 2 gold, or I can give you if you got how many ticket punches have you got left?
I believe how many were there on the tickets to begin with?
8.
I have 7.
Okay. If you want to use up your 7 punches here, he'll give you seven different bottles of wine. Actually, 7 plus 1 because there's got to be 8. Everything comes in 8s, so he'll give you.
Do I need a ticket punch to get into the
Big
Monarch thing?
Big Top's always free.
All right, sweet. I will give him 7 tickets and pay for 1 bottle.
Okay. Oh no, the 8th bottle he gives you for free.
Hell yeah.
And so he hands you over 8 bottles, and they have the sort of like very thin necks, very long, elongated bottles. So it's not your full, maybe 700 mils or whatever they are normally, but they are, different colors within. They would make excellent gifts. They're obviously very heady, kind of fruity wines. And some of them do kind of glow and glitter in different ways as you kind of hold them up to the light. He reminds you as he punches the last bit on your ticket, half of it, where all the punches are going, there's a as it turns into a bat and flies away. But you still have your other half, the admit one kind of half of the ticket. But the 8 punched bit has broken off and turned into a bat and flown away. The stall owner does remind you that if you want to get another ticket, you can buy one up at the ticket booth.
And how much were the tickets again?
It varies.
I think he told us.
I think it depends on how much the old man likes you.
Yeah, I don't think he told that to Pauly and I when we came in late.
No,
he didn't tell us either.
No,
I think he didn't tell you the price, but he did say you could come buy more tickets for sure.
Sorn's not that bothered about games. He's happy with his bottles of wine.
You get a little tote bag as well. It gives you a little tote bag to carry around in.
He's going to just take a moment, put his little tote bag down and grab 1 bottle of wine at a time and just shove them into his sleeve. And you see his sleeve get wider and then shrink again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just feeding the bottles of wine to his magical sleeve.
So the magical sleeve kind of sits below his hand, though, right? Because his hand has to be visible the whole time, I would assume.
Yeah, so the sleeve is it's hanging down, it's like a fitted sleeve, but it's like...
There's a section below it that is the mouth of this bag of holding.
Oh, no, it fits inside of the sleeve, was the description on the actual item.
Yes, but your hand can't be coming out of it, so I'm assuming it sits below your hand.
So there's a little pocket
just
inside that's...
Yeah, cool.
So I'm just placing them into my bag of holding.
And it's quite easy. These are quite narrow bottles, so it's even easier than a regular bottle of wine.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else has really noticed. I don't think anyone actually knows that is my bag of holding. Sure. They just know I have some form of bag of holding, and everyone looking at me is just like, why is he doing that?
Yeah, everyone else has regular pockets like a normal person, and Sorn just seems to be loading 9 bottles of wine up his left arm.
Yeah, he's just like, yep, save these for later. Yep. Anyone else need me to put anything away for them? He says to the party. Anything you don't want to carry?
Karu tries to shove a cupcake into your sleeve.
Sorn will grab the cupcake and shake his hand up and throw the cupcake, and then move his hand, and it just disappears down the sleeve. And you hear a very light chewing.
He's like, can I get that off you again later, or is it just gone? Did your arm eat it?
Yeah, that's gone. That's gone. I'll give me a moment. And I'll try and get a bag of cupcakes. And I'll go and pay for them. And then I want to
sure, just 2 silver or something.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the muffin cases that you get at Coles that are the 4 muffins. I'm gonna, in my mind, it's just a long one of 4.
Yeah.
And I put it into my arm, and you don't hear the chewing. And that it's in a container. It's safe. You can get that back later.
Karu is freaked out by that, but in a that's cool
He gets hungry sometimes. I give it a little scritch.
Your arm gets
The jacket.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get into this later. Get into this later. I suppose it's more the sleeve and not the jacket. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine.
All right. Pauly leads the custardized gang over to the carousel. A procession of wooden unicorns stands motionless on a circular wooden platform. Fairgoers clamber onto the unicorns' backs, and a female centaur sets the ride in motion. As she does, the unicorns shake their manes and creak to life, cantering around the carousel to the delight of their riders. There's a sign that says, "Ride the carousel, 1 ticket punch." And the lady running the stall looks like this.
cool.
Ooh.
Yama is just gonna lean into Karu and just kind of like whisper so that the other guys don't hear, and he's just gonna be like, "This ride doesn't fly, right? Do they stay on the ground?"
It doesn't look like it flies. I think you have better chance with this one than the one that has the word fly in it. And he points to the dragonfly rides.
Okay, he nods very seriously.
And Karu also gets his ticket out and compares it with Yama's. Have we only got one?
Yeah,
punch
we only
left?
have one left. Yeah,
That's what I thought. Karu's like, "Do you think you wanted this last thing?"
I'm much happier with this than the dragonfly ride, and he like stutters over the word.
He's like, "Yeah, all right, cool." And I think Karu will go up and to the pretty lady and with his card.
Yeah, so she also has the harness on with the butterfly wings, and she obviously has sort of the bottom of the horse, but she's also kind of mottled all over, like that kind of horse hair, horse. Is it fur? Is it fur? On a horse?
Yeah.
I guess because the horse hair is the mane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she seems to have that covering her entire skin, despite her sort of humanoid-ish top half. And she has sort of long, a ponytail, but also a ponytail, both kind of braided in a similar fashion.
Would Sorn have any knowledge with all of his learnedness from books of what this creature / being may be?
Give me an Arcana check. Thanks, Cait.
Sorry.
Oh,
well, there you go. That's the sound of the Arcana check.
Probably a centaur. I don't know.
And you still don't know whether it's called fur or hair.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorn's just like, I've seen beings like this before. Generally, they have more legs and they're a hell of a lot more terrifying.
That's right.
He seems more weird.
She says, step up. Oh, jump on the ride. So you get to. There are 4 pairs of unicorns. They each have names. So make sure you choose your best friend for the next little while, and they'll take you around. If you they know many secrets and many things, and if you're nice to them, they might just help you on your travels through the carnival.
Well, Yama's gonna kind of stand back and let the others choose their horses first. Is it just me and Karu going on this one?
No, I'm going on it too, definitely.
Oh, cool.
I got after this one, I've got 3 left still.
Nice.
We did get here a little bit before you. I think Karu goes right up and he's goes to each horse and waves with his tentacle and to gauge which one of them is not which one of them likes him the most.
Yeah.
I guess.
So as you walk up, you see that each of them have kind of like a little name tag, sort of like a cool necklace with like a name tag. And when they're not in motion, they seem like they're made of wood. But you could see when the kids were riding them, when the ride is moving, they are alive, or they look alive.
Do you have their names?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And I'm about to go through it with you. So the first pair you approach has one of them has a name tag that says Fortune. The other's name tag is blank, but just starts with, you can see a B, and then it's blank.
Okay.
The second pair of unicorns, you can see one of them is named Fall, Fall. But the other one's name tag seems to have been rubbed off, and all you can see is PR.
PR.
PR. Let me put it. I'll put Let me draw it in here. So the first one is you see 14. You see that in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Second one. You see Fall and Per.
Oh, I know what this is now.
And then the third pair is and then the fourth pair, so the third pair for those playing at home is Stone and M something something S. And the fourth pair is oops, sorry, I got that wrong. I just can't spell. It's Stitch. Did I spell that right this time? Yes. Cool. So Fortune and something, something and Fall, Stone and something, Stitch and something.
The first two is Fortune and Brave, and the second one's Pride and Fall.
Yeah, but what's Stone and
Math?
yeah, maybe. And Stitch and could be Math, Stone and Math.
If it's just two letters, yeah, I can't think of anything else it could be.
Yeah, it is.
The N one is the one that I'm interested in.
So the centaur, not a centaur, says, "Oh, if you want to, if you're trying to figure out their name," she says, their names were forgotten, but if you can help remember their names," and she hands you, she motions to on a table nearby is sort of a small paint tin with small brushes. Says, but if you can put their names back on them, perhaps they'll help you find something that was lost.
Ooh, cool.
I'm gonna oh no, I wasn't there for that. Sorn wasn't there for that conversation. Never mind. I take that back.
I think you're nearby, I guess, but you're not.
Oh no, I was going to
You're not riding the ride.
like nudge Pauly and be like, maybe you can get your feathers back. But Sorn left the room before that conversation.
That's
took
right.
place.
Yeah.
Oh right.
I walked to the lost and found because
That's
I was
right, yeah.
I don't even know what I was looking for.
I am going to go for the second one, and I'm going to use that paint can and write Pride,
Mm-hmm. So
and then get on it.
Pride and Fall.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear sort of a whisper as you get onto that pair of unicorns. Pride comes before the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And the two unicorns kind of come to life, and look up at you as you're kind of riding on in between them. I'm
gonna pet them. I'm gonna pet them both.
Oh yeah, they get all up in it. They're loving it. The mane going back and forth, tails wagging, swooshing, whatever it is horsetails do.
I think you'll find it swishing. No, sorry.
Swooshing.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
I
so
think-
Pauly, you got a ticket punch to get on this ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got 3 left.
Karu, Yama.
Karu gives his ticket over, and it's the last hole punch, so it turns into a bat and
Yep.
flies away. And then I think he's gonna go. He sort of sees what Pauly does. He's like, "Oh, is that okay?" And he goes over to the one that is just because it just seems so random. The stone one, and he's gonna fill in the blank so that it says stone and mass.
Mass is all I can think of. I mean, it could be wrong, obviously, but
It's what I thought of too. So he's just like,
Only one of your unicorns, the one that already had a nameplate of stone, comes to life. As you sort of scribble on mass, the ink kind of fades into the nameplate and disappears.
Oh, it's moss, maybe. He's like, oh well.
moss.
Do you write that?
Yes.
Can I like try and correct the A? Make it an O?
The ink faded into the name tag and disappeared. So it's
give
still
another
just
shot.
blank. It's still just M.
Do I
something,
write?
something.
Can I write moss then instead?
Yeah. And you hear in a whisper, a rolling stone gathers no moss, and your 2 unicorns come to life.
Ooh, cool.
I ruffle them both. Ruffle their manes.
Mission pant.
Their unicorn horns flail wildly, seemingly dangerously, but you feel perfectly safe and fine.
What was the first one, guys? I'm sorry, you helped me out there, and
Brave.
okay. So Yama is gonna do the same. Not one for word games. He was just listening closely to the guys discuss. So he's gonna give Brave a go.
Okay. The ink fades into the nameplate, whilst Fortune comes to life when you grow near. The other one does not.
Oh.
Right, so
Bold? Bold? Favors the bold.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bold. BOLD.
Yeah, he's going to write that in.
So you write in bold, and as you do, the second unicorn comes to life, and you hear "Fortune favors the bold."
I'm sorry, I missed that, Dan.
Fortune
Cut it out.
favors the bold.
There we go. It's either the brave or the bold.
Alright, so he's just gonna, as it comes to life, he'll bow to it kindly and...
Yeah. The unicorns kind of nod their head to you as well.
Ah, yeah.
Is
This is
it
another hard to me.
It might be stitch and mend, maybe.
Mend,
No,
yeah,
'cause
mend
there's
could be it,
another-
absolutely.
There's another letter after the N, though.
Yeah,
Mend.
MEND.
Oh, man.
MEND, you're right. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Could be that.
My best guess was pant.
Sure. Excuse me.
Can we say that Sorn ran to the front gate, paid for a ticket punch, and ran back in this time?
Do you want to be part of? You want to be part of the carousel, don't you, Sorn?
I really want to be part of the carousel.
Well, either yes, you can certainly do that. You let's have a little sidebar as you are chatting with Diana Cloppington. Although you don't know that that's her name, but I'm telling it to you because it's cute as fuck.
Cloppington.
Sorn will be like, "Hello, I am Sorn. What is your name?"
Yeah.
There we go.
You go to the ticket booth, Sorn, and the goblin, the old ancient goblin who is there. He says, "Ah, yes, here for a ticket." And he says, "Young man, what do you offer in exchange for a ticket?"
I'll offer up I'm gonna hold up a potion of fire breath with 1 charge remaining.
He looks at it, and then he says, no. Roll the d8 for me, please, Sorn.
Oh, okay. 7.
I know. By accepting this ticket, and he pulls one out from behind the stand, he says, you must compliment everyone you meet.
Oh my god, amazing.
Everyone I meet?
That's right.
I take the ticket.
And as you get your hand on it, he says, now remember, we're very close to the Feywild.
And I'm gonna say, now you remember, you didn't stipulate how to compliment them.
And he lets go the ticket. All right, Sorn, you feel as you take the ticket, you certainly feel your arcane senses tingle that you have entered into a minor Fey pact.
That is fine.
Not the first you've done, I guess.
I'm a master of pacts. And who the last Fey being that we came across that tried to create a pact with our party members now believes that they are pacted to me. So I'm pretty good with these pacts.
Yeah. So your pact
Right.
is you must compliment everyone you meet.
Every time I walk past someone, Sorn's just blasting mentally into everyone's brains. Like, you look great. It's fantastic. But he's doing like the Tobey Maguire walk. Like, yeah.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage. But I'm trying to see if this comes off as creepy and like you've walked into town with a boombox and everyone's just like, oh my god, no!
Oh, the recoil on that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, no!
I have a +8 to persuasion.
Yeah,
and
I don't
double
care.
ones.
That's double ones, my dude.
Creepy as fuck.
That is with
Yeah, that is
advantage.
fine.
That's the
like,
ultimate fail.
You are seeing a brooding-looking drow that is currently color changing like a chameleon very slowly, just finger guns at everyone. And he's a little bit like drunk as well, so he's just like.
So it's too loud. It's too loud in their brains as well. And you can see as the rest of you like are getting ready to sort of paint these unicorns, you just see like essentially the crowd kind of parting around Sorn as if they're all getting a migraine at the same time as he draws closer to them. Every time he points to someone, they're like, oh, kind of wheel off to the side, clutching their
Amazing.
heads, looking at him
As he,
with scorn.
As I roll up to the carousel, I stop doing the mental blast at people, and I'm
Yep.
like, Pauly, looking fantastic. Karu, don't change a thing. Yama, you really love cupcakes, don't you?
See, now, but
He
what,
says
what
yes.
I'm imagining though too is right. So, like, you know, like all those scenes, like remember Beer Fest, the movie Beer Fest?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the scene where he's really, really drunk and he thinks he's doing like this awesome things? So you think you're saying that, but you're just speaking unintelligible nonsense and insulting all of us.
He's not really drunk. He's like, no, he's actually like being genuine. He's buzzed. He's not drunk. Come on.
He's
Yeah,
No,
one
I meant because
flag
of
in
your
the day.
ones. I meant because of your double ones.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just because I'm an idiot.
yeah,
It's just a little too aggressive and a little whoa.
Yeah.
and it's a little bit of
Swan
like
is not intelligence based. Remember, he is dumb.
yeah, and also like the fact that you're speaking into other people's brains seems sort of like a huge violation of personal space.
Yeah,
just
Swan doesn't understand that. Like
Yeah.
every single person we have met, whether they be well above or well below Sorn's station, he just talks into their brains as if it's normal.
yeah. I love that. Technically, just on a meta level, to fulfill this contract, you don't actually have to be nice to your allies because you've already met them. It's
No,
just,
you do.
It's just whenever you meet someone, you have to. You have to compliment them.
So I've met. I'm assuming I've pretty much met everyone at the fair at the moment.
By this
'cause,
point,
like,
you've
I'm
walked
just-
through. Yeah, you said hi to everyone. It
Yeah.
seems.
I've said hi to everyone. Sweet. All right. Contract fulfilled.
You still feel it going in the background there. But you step up, and there is one unpainted unicorn, and your friends are looking wistfully off at you, waiting for you to get this show on the road.
All right, I'm gonna mage hand and grab the paintbrush, very whimsically, because I like to think that I'm a nice shade of like an emerald green right now.
Good, love it.
And he's going to look at the other guys and go, so what's the go here? Like, I went to get tickets. What I miss?
We
you
think his
get
name
your
is
ticket punched
Mend.
as well. You get your first punch.
Yeah, we think his name is Mend.
Yeah, so right mend.
So there's Stitch and something
Mend.
with an N
The
in it.
paintbrush just starts doing, the paintbrush just writes out mend. And he's like,
Stitch, the unicorn Stitch kind of looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and flicks you with its tail, unimpressed. And the other unicorn
Doesn't come to life.
doesn't come to life.
Ooh.
Stitch. And is it a 4-letter word?
Yes.
Something, something, and something?
What about
Yes, it is 4 letters.
bond? Is that a thing?
Bond, Stitch, and...
So I'll run through the ones you did get. Fortune and bold. Fortune favors the bold. Pride and fall. Pride goes before the fall. Stone and moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss.
Stitch. I'm going to try Bond.
Okay.
I'm going to try it.
You write bond. Give me a dex saving throw, please.
Oh, dear God.
About to get kicked.
Dex save. 15.
That you are too quick for the swooshing of the tail as it tries to slap you in the face.
Okay.
As the paint disappears on the second nameplate.
What do you think about it?
The Stitch. I'm just seeing if I have any feats that would help me in this.
Give me a. Do you have an how's your investigation or history? Actually?
My history is a +0. My investigation is a +0.
Good.
But I do have magical eyes. Can I use my Eyes of the Runekeeper in a way that I can get some form of hint to what it may have been?
Yeah, I like that. So as you, your friends kind of tell you about the other stuff, and you kind of see this is clearly some kind of. It's not code. It's not another language, but it's certainly a puzzle. You can tell that they're all proverbs of some kind. So you're looking for a proverb or a saying that has Stitch in it.
A stitch in time saves 9?
Maybe
Is it 9?
Maybe it's 9.
Do you write that?
Right. Right. 9.
I do.
You write 9, and the second unicorn comes to life, and you hear a Stitch in time saves 9. And Stitch.
Yay!
Stitch and 9 come to life, and the music starts up, and the wood starts to spin, and you're kind of being taken around in circles as these unicorns come to life and kind of treat and you just feel good around these unicorns. They kind of got an aura of calmness and goodness about them.
Would these count as a being or creature, or are they a construct?
How would you tell?
As in, do I have to compliment them?
You should just do it anyway, just in case.
So as he's walked past
So the one that you write on says I'm Stitch, and the other one says I'm 9. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Love the look. Love the look. You don't change a thing. You gotta dial it back a bit.
That's Stone and that's Moss. Hey guys, this is, what was your name?
Sorn.
This is Sorn.
Love the look, guys. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
And that's Fortune and that's Bold. Fortune, Bold, come say hi to Sorn.
Love you guys. You guys are great.
Can at least two of these unicorns, when they respond, be like, hey, like just super flamboyant?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think Pride and Fall definitely have a rainbow motif going on the
I was feeling that. I was feeling that. Yeah.
Sorn gives those ones like he's like, you two, seriously, and like gives them a wink.
Yeah. All right. So out, you feel it's almost like you're having a bit of a sort of a bit of a chill sesh with these 8 unicorns. What? Sorry.
I just realized, whenever we now fight a BBEG, when they go on their monologue, Sorn has to compliment them.
No, it's only for the ticket.
No. I feel like you just need to greet.
Oh, he will greet everyone, but like they're gonna get more and more underhanded, and they're gonna get more and more cynical as Sorn gets sick of this.
Yeah.
Until eventually he's just gonna kill that old fucking goblin. He's gonna be like, nah, I'm done. He'll find a way back.
So Karu, which unicorns were you hanging out with?
I'm with Stone and Moss.
Stone and Moss. So the ride's going around, and the unicorns are alive, and you're kind of riding them around a little bit. But then they're also it's almost like they're just like mingling. You're in your own little sort of pocket dimension in here, with these 8 live unicorns hanging out with you, getting plenty of pats and brushes, and giving you like small little rides around in a circle. Stone kind of pulls you aside a little bit and says, the thing you're looking for was taken by Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Not looking for anything. I have Lorna. I'm writing it down.
Pavlova,
yeah. Bavlorna, what now?
Blightstraw.
Blightstraw. Yeah, Karu's just like, what am I looking for? You're the second person who said I've lost something, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you don't remember it, but I can see there's something missing.
That checks out. That absolutely checks out.
Yeah.
Karu's like, no, yeah, no, you know me. I believe you. You know me, yeah, no, I definitely don't remember things. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So suggestible.
There's something missing about you. I can tell these things, and we get attuned to that kind of thing here in the carnival. And because you found my name, you found that lost secret, I will help you find your lost thing. And Bavlorna's lair is a rambling cottage on stilts in a fey swamp.
Mm-hmm.
The hag you seek is allergic to seeing someone run widdershins.
Someone run what, sorry?
Widdershins. She doesn't elaborate.
Why have they stolen her shins?
Hag is allergic to widders. How would you spell that? Stone?
I've put it in the chat.
Stone's like, why? It's like, I just,
I feel like this Stone's just from like Boston. He's actually just saying with her.
Widdershins in a direction contrary to the sun's course, considered as unlucky, anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
You said a hag? That doesn't bode well. Hags are bad.
Yama, you get pulled aside by one of your unicorns. Which unicorns are you hanging out with?
Fortune and Bold.
Okay. Bold pulls you aside and says, I can see you've lost many things. over your life, some emotional, some familial. But this thing may be but a trinket, but attached with many memories. The Scabatha Nightshade has your spoon.
My spoon. My spoon.
And bitch.
You couldn't possibly mean my father's tea ceremony spoon.
I see bone and I see leaves.
I am very grateful to you, Bold.
Scabatha's lair is a dead, hollowed-out tree in a sylvan forest.
Sylvan forest.
She sleeps in a dollhouse and can't remember the first creature she sees when she wakes up.
I thank you greatly for the information.
Pauly, which unicorns are you on?
Pride and Fall.
Pride and Fall. So Pride, looking amazing with a rainbow horn, and it's like it's sort of like that. The horn isn't just straight; it's almost like looped around, or it's like curled around. It's almost like as if you've like coiled rope into a point. And so it has these incredible stripes. And he sort of pulls you aside at one stage and kind of whispers to you, don't fret. The thing you seek is not gone because of age. Someone took it from you.
I bloody knew it.
You wouldn't lose such a thing. Oh, you wouldn't absent-mindedly lose such a thing. It was stolen. Endelyn Moongrave
And you know what, too?
is who you seek.
Gwendolyn?
Endelyn.
Endelyn Moongrave. Pauly also writes this down because he knows what you're talking about because we already talked about him losing his hair.
Endelyn's lair is a mountaintop theatre. She has foreseen her own death, which happens during an eclipse.
Mountaintop Theatre.
Mm-hmm.
What was the second part again?
She has foreseen her own death, which happens during an eclipse.
Thank you, Pride. You are a darling.
And Pride looks at you and says, "Game recognized game."
And then I'm gonna like flick some feathers, you know.
That's right.
And then like give Pride like a hoof bump.
Yeah. He raises up like he's got he's got silver horseshoes on that he like taps your fist bump with. He's blinged out.
Perfect.
Sorn, what was your one? Was Stitch and 9. 9, you hear a voice in your head that sounds very unicornish, and it says, you seek one, or the one you seek, the corrupter of dreams, seeks to elevate this station. They have captured Dream's sibling and imprisoned them in the heart of desire.
Someone's just like,
Three hags have seized control of Desire's domain and split it among them. But desire leads to distrust. And so they've put up walls between splitting the realm in three. They are called Hither, Thither, and Yon now.
and Yon.
Hither, Thither, and Yon.
Yeah.
Find your way through each of these places, and then to the Palace of Heart's Desire, and free the Endless.
Can do, bud. Can do. Sorn's still a little bit buzzed. Got it. Thanks, buddy. Give him like a little scritch on the top of his head.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anything else you wanted to ask of these incredible beings before the ride comes to an end?
Just how Pride gets his hair like that.
He says, obviously you got to wet it, and then you've got to when it's moist, not wet but moist, you've got to get some Fabergé and put that through it. And then there's like a little bit of mousse, but not like styling mousse. Like I have a mousse guy. A literal,
yeah, I get it, like an actual mousse,
like a literal mousse, antlers and everything. And so he's got this great paste that he puts together from hallucinogenic mushrooms that he chews as cud and then spits that out. And then I use some of that in there because it just gives it that bit of like fayness to it. That kind of like people look at me, they don't know what they're seeing. Sort of a bit of an enigma, are they hallucinating? Are they not?
Is that moose called Joe Rogan?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Joel Rogan.
Joel Rogan. Well, thank you, Pride. You are a darling.
Very good.
I think Karu might just try his luck because fuck it. And he's just like, do you happen to know what I've lost exactly? Just, so that I know we're both talking about the same thing here.
He says, when you were little and full of joy, full of big ideas, yearning for adventure, I've not seen them before. I guess wolves of the sea, perhaps, like a necklace with a calling name on it. It's tied to great deep memories for you, but perhaps that is why your memories are gone too, lost with this trinket. I hope you get it and you get those memories back.
There's a little flash of recognition when he mentions like a necklace. He's just like, oh yeah, I did have that once.
You don't know. I don't know if Karu knows what wolves are. Wolves of the sea sounds weird.
They're like really mangy seahorses.
Yeah.
Filthy sea dogs.
It's covered in seaweed.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's a flicker of recognition in Karu. There's a deep memory, perhaps floating to the surface like a bit of flotsam.
Yeah.
Yama, any other questions?
Well, Yama is just feeling very moved, I guess, thinking about the past, but he is very curious about his his comrades in this moment, can he just kind of look around and see if everybody else is receiving the same kind of insight, I guess?
I guess, yeah, you look around and each of your allies are also bent over the mane of one of their unicorns, seemingly listening to something. Except for perhaps Sorn, who's sitting, if not upright, slightly
he's just
canted,
like this.
slightly canted on an angle, but seemingly listening to something.
Sorn just looks the same as he usually does, but a little bit more whimsical and happy.
Sunglasses on, so you can't tell how buzzed he is.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark.
It's actually starting to get light. Although weirdly, like you've been in, you can kind of just start seeing what looks like a sunrise on the horizon. This carnival has gone all through twilight, yeah, but that's what you see. Sorry, what do you do from there, Yama?
Oh no, that's it. He was just kind of keeping an eye on his friends, just making sure nobody seems too unhappy or frazzled.
Cool. And when Yama looks like, do any of you look unhappy or frazzled at all?
You cut out at the last second there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Do any of you look unhappy or frazzled at all? So what does Yama see when you look around? I mean, we just described Sorn.
No, I think Pauly's kind of determined now to find this.
Sorn will look much the same. Just he's got a little. By this point, I feel like he's like there's a bit of red coming through that emerald green, but it's like drunk redness.
Not the color changing.
You haven't started shifting hues at this point. You're still in the green.
still green for now.
I think like like Karu is like he's not like normal self, but then maybe you see that moment where he's kind of like when he's finding out about the necklace, he's like, oh, and he looks a little like just for a moment he's a little like middle distance, like, oh.
Thinking
then,
real hard. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really trying to remember.
Very good. All right. The sort of reverie seems to be cut through the sort of little world that you're in, comes shattering down as you hear an announcement. Just 1 hour till we crown the Witchlight Monarch. Don't be late. It could be you. And you kind of look around and all the unicorns are wooden rides. Of course they were. They have been this whole time. Diana has sort of pulled a lever to pull the ride to a stop. She's sort of standing there, arms crossed, looking a bit forlorn. She says, I hope you had fun.
Had a great time.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
I hope they helped you.
Thank
You need help?
Yeah, that's good.
Sounds like you need help. Are you okay?
I'm just having a bit of a bad week. I'm not actually a centaur. I know you didn't bring it up. That's fine, but I can see you kind of thinking it. Everyone does. I'm just actually a human who made a bad deal. So just, you know.
A deal with the Fae?
Yes. I'm not really allowed to talk about it, I guess.
Would you like to try and make a new deal and see if it fixes your old deal?
I'm done with
I'm very good at fixing deals.
I'm so done with deals.
I think
we could probably get you out of here.
I mean,
You'll never
deals
have
is
to
what
be a
got me into
centaur
this mess.
again.
I feel like deals is not going to be...
All right, how about this? We don't make a deal. We come to an agreement.
Okay, I'm listening.
You can be my... Are you stuck in the Feywild a lot? Or is it just when the carnival's on?
Well, I just got a job here. This is the only job I could get now that I look like this.
Okay. How about... Are you able to tell me who you made this deal with?
Well, it was with, and then she starts like she she starts coughing up brown tree sap.
All right. Can I inquire mentally?
Interesting question.
Because then she's not talking about it.
Now the tree sap comes out of her ears and not her mouth.
Yeah.
Because with the
She looks shocked.
Deals you can't
she looks
talk.
shocked at first, and sort of goes like you see. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. Everyone else just sees her get shocked. Sorn, you obviously speak to her in her mind. What exactly do you say?
Are you able to tell me here? Because with my understanding of Fey deals, you can't exactly talk about them. That was my mistake. But technically, we're not talking.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. I made a deal with Hag? Oh. So this is all mentally, right?
Yeah.
She kind of shies away from that, and then when nothing bad happens, she says, I wanted to be reunited with my missing horse. And
do you know where you met this hag?
Well, I'd gone to the realm. I'd gone through the Fae to the realm of desire, knowing that they could potentially fulfill my desire, what I wanted. But I didn't meet them. I met a hag of the Hourglass Coven.
Okay,
Sorry.
I believe I could probably help you here.
Please. But I can't. I mean, I don't want to be, wished into nothingness or something. Like, I don't want another monkey's paw of a...
No. Alright, I want to try and... Since there's a lot of magic in the air, because we're in the Fae Wild at the moment, and I want to tap into... Yeah, I want to tap into my god blood and my pact with the dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to try and summon up like a scroll in front of, just like a floating contract scroll in front of me.
Okay.
And I want to, as I say what I want this person to do, it will just fill out the scroll.
Okay.
How about you?
If you say "let me ride you," I'm kicking you out of this game.
I'm trying to get a steed. No. You pass to me all of your knowledge to get to the realm of desire, and anything pertaining to the realm of desire.
Mm-hmm.
And I, within a little bit of time, I can't do it immediately, will return you to your normal state.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage. I know you're not great at those, Son.
Yeah.
I was going to point out he's also still Technicolor changed, dream coding, and he's drunk. So how is this coming across?
Yeah, I want this is where the roll. This is where the dice is gonna
Can I, because I'm tapping into the magic, guidance myself for this as well?
Yeah, guidance for sure. And I'm giving you
Okay.
advantage because this seems like a very
Alright.
chill deal. But we know what that means sometimes.
It's a 17 plus 20.
Okay. She sort of thinks back to you and says, "Look, I don't know much, but absolutely I can share with you everything I know about the realm of desire, at least what it was when I was there last. And if you can get me into my form, I mean, am I making one bad deal after another? I don't. You seem trustworthy. You seem like a really nice guy.
All I ask is
I saw that you
information.
complimented everyone. You just must seem like a really empathetic, genuinely nice guy. You wouldn't try and rip me off here or anything.
No, all I ask is information, and I won't be able to turn you back right this second. I believe I can undo this. It will I would just need a bit of time. I am heading to Desire,
So
and I need as much information as I can get on the way there. So if you help me, I help you.
I will mentally tell you everything I know, and sort of how I came to be this way. She's sort of rereading it out loud, effectively, right? Like what she's agreeing to, but not out loud, like in her mind.
Yeah.
While she's doing this, everyone else is standing around silently.
Yeah.
We're
We're just watching these two intensely stare at each other. We're just
yeah.
I mean, that is
And someone
actually
just
quite
takes a
interesting.
sip of some wine as well. While this is all going on.
They're making a lot of eyes at each other, and she goes between like hopeful, scared.
Pauly's gonna say, yeah, Pauly's gonna whisper to like Yama and Karu. This is how he hits on girls. It's really weird.
It's really weird.
Also,
Should
Pauly
we-
sounds like he's underwater right now. I think.
Yeah.
Pauly's about to be underwater.
It's like a carriage crash. You just can't look away.
Can while she's doing this, because I'm mentally conversing with her, while I'm mentally conversing, can I hear what's going on around me?
Sure. Yeah. You're aware of it. Yeah, but it's like trying to juggle a phone conversation and a group conversation.
I don't respond to the group conversation, but as Pauly says, like I hear Pauly sort of making fun of me, like he gets a sharp eye at him, and then I just look straight back.
And then Karu looks at Paul and he's like, did he just try to, is he trying to get you involved? Is this like what's going on?
Look, I don't know. I mean, I know he's hit on me before, but I mean, I'm just way too handsome. I'm way out of his league.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. How does Pauly feel about horse girls, and how does Pauly feel about centaur girls?
Tim's had some problems with horse girls, so Pauly's gonna have problems with horse girls too.
Excellent. And
horse girls are scary.
I guess from a weird point of view, I mean, Karu, this is another person who is somewhat of a mishmash of animal and human.
Well, yeah, no, when she was talking about, like, she made a deal and became this, like, Karu maybe half stepped forward to, like, give her, like, a sympathetic, like, pat on the back of, like...
Now, when you pat her on the back, which back are we talking?
He went to do it. He went to, but then the intense eye contact started happening, and he just kind of, like, he's like this, and he's like, and he just, that's when he steps back and he's like, this is really weird.
Can everyone else see the contract? Like,
I don't think
ephemerate
so.
in front of me?
I don't think so. I guess, would you show it to them? This is a weird part of your power that we haven't really dived into.
Yeah, all right. So they don't see it, but if she signs the contract, it'll zap in and out of.
It'll appear. Right. Yeah.
For like a second, and then it'll burn up.
Cool.
Even creepier.
Well, yeah.
In the context of he's hitting on her. Did he just make her sign something?
A quick investigation check to see if you saw any safe words on that contract.
Yeah.
Well, one of the big words on the contract is desire, so it's even worse.
And everything you have, right, like is like in there somewhere. Information is written really small. So she agrees in that you will. She'll give you everything she knows about who did this to her and kind of how to get there and how she got there to try and make this deal. Your end of the bargain is that you will endeavor to return her to her original form.
Yes.
Cool. Yep, she signs it. You see her hold her hand up in the air and sign like in the air. Everyone else just sees her signing nothing.
Oh no, the signing of my pact scrolls is there's like I just say press your thumb to here.
Oh yeah.
And when she presses her thumb to the sheet, something pricks her and her blood hits it. And as soon as her blood touches the scroll, it just burns away.
Even creepier. Love it. So for the moment it burns away, you see a contract, and she goes back to kind of like and looking a bit like, did I make a bad decision?
And I'll just say to her out loud.
That's creepier. That laugh was creepier, Dylan. Was that laugh in character? Because that's creepy as fuck.
No, that was a meta laugh. When the time comes, where do you hail?
I mean, she says out loud now. I'd stay here. This is my job here.
That is fine. When the time comes, I will come back to you. And I will.
Well, she said, I mean, I can give you some of that information now. The best way to get to the Palace of Heart's Desire is Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have a portal there. It's
oh yes, I know that. I know that. I'm endeavoring to get to that.
It's in the Hall of Illusions.
And I turn around and I walk straight to the Hall of Illusions.
She's like, as you're walking away, she's like, "You'll need the Witchlight vein." Does he do that a lot?
I hear her yelling, and I stop for a second, and I'm like, I thumbs up, but I see a disproving look, and I'm like, wait, what?
Does he get a little bit of information? Does he go off half cocked a lot? Getting a little bit of information and then leaving before I can give him the full amount. You guys look nonplussed. I assume he does that a lot.
Yeah. Well, he just gets really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karu was like, "What just happened? Are you okay?"
I like to think that I'm walking away because I still have that mental connection. Like all of the information that she was giving me, I've got it.
Sure.
But I haven't unpacked it all yet.
She sent you a USB of
yeah, so like, it hasn't been uncompressed. It hasn't been unzipped yet.
Well, she was just going to tell you verbally, but that's fine.
Because that was how I wanted to do, like with the contract. As soon as like the contract was, you pass me the information, I do what I can to help you.
That's a good point, actually.
So
that's a good
as
point.
she signs it, I've got it.
I think in the realm of Fey contracts, yeah, maybe she doesn't know anymore. She's given it to you, literally.
Yeah. So she doesn't know anymore.
Yeah. So she looks actually more confused now that you're leaving, and there's weird moral implications that we're not going to unpack here at this table at 9:00 at night, that Sorn has just stolen the memories of this poor girl. Not stolen, sorry.
Not stolen.
Bought, traded for,
Bartered
taken possession of the memories of this girl. And has walked away to, the Hall of Illusions.
He'll stop as he he's unpacking the information. As I'm walking over there, I believe it's a little bit of a ways away. Like it's not like next door.
Yeah.
Like I'm unpacking the information in my brain, and I just stop somewhere near between the Hall of Illusions and the big top.
Sure.
And I'm just like, damn it.
You get a memory.
Turn around.
Her memory of Mr. Light opening the portal for her to go through using his scepter, and him saying to her, okay, cool, yep, go through, and when you get back you can start working off. You can start your job here. It's gonna be great. We travel around a lot, but yeah, you go through, handle what you got to handle, and when you come back, you can get to work.
I'll turn around at that point, and I'll
But you see yourself in a room full of mirrors, but there's one in particular that is sort of a big circular mirror that Mr. Light has sort of tapped with his scepter, and it's become this sort of glowing blue portal. And then you have the memory of Diana Cloppington stepping through the portal into another realm.
With that memory, would I remember exactly where in the Hall of Illusions that mirror is?
It's a little bit confusing, but yeah, you could probably get there for sure. The Hall of Illusions is a maze of mirrors. She was led through, so you could piece it together a lot easier with the aid of her memory. Sure.
No, I don't want to miss out on the monarch ceremony, but I also want to go and investigate the mirror.
I mean, if only you had a team to work with.
If only. They're all just laughing at me because I'm drunk. And making devil's contracts with random centaurs. I walk back over to the group.
Speaking of the rest of the group, I'm going to rule that Diana has not lost her memories. I think she's just like, oh, your friend said he would help me with my condition. And she kind of gestures to herself and says...
Karu in turn gestures with his tentacles to himself.
So you know what I mean. It happened to you too.
What? What happened?
Well, I mean, you didn't always look like that. I didn't always look like this.
Is it a problem? I find these very useful. He waves the tentacles around.
Yeah. She was, I hadn't really thought about it like that. I mean, I do get a lot of weird looks, though. It's hard to get a normal job.
Yeah. I don't know if I even have a job beyond these guys.
I can't ride horses anymore. I can't ride the unicorns.
I mean, you can just come join us until our first mate pays his debts up.
Also, there are other things you could ride other than horses.
I mean, you look at us. You got me. I'm a bird person.
Yeah.
You'd fit right in with us.
Yeah,
So I walk back in hearing the word debt.
Sure. If you want.
There's just a really confused look on Sorn's face. It's just like, debt? What debt? Doesn't say anything.
All right. Yama, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, yes, I've been completely ostracized and left my entire race behind because they're a bunch of assholes. But
Me too, buddy.
I found these lovely gentlemen, and they've taken me under their wing. I've seen wonderful things since then, including some slightly horrifying things. And we've eaten a lot of cake.
Have you ever thought about being a pirate?
Best job ever.
On the
great.
ocean?
Yeah.
And she lifts
Horses
up.
could swim.
She lifts up her legs with these hooves on a wooden deck.
That'd be fine. It'll be fine.
We could put little cozies on them, and then you wouldn't damage the deck.
I wouldn't be able to climb any rigging. I can't go up and down ladders.
You could
You'd
shoot
be great on the
cannons.
helm.
Are there even
Think how
ways?
sturdy you could be.
Don't you usually have to be able to climb a ladder or a step or something to get? I'd be stuck on the.
So, we have a
horse
ramp.
Yeah, we can make a ramp.
We'll make it Cloppington accessible.
we're very forward thinking. Very diverse crew. Cloppington accessible sounds great. She says, "Okay, well, look, I'll consider it, but I really would like to be back in my normal form. I don't."
Oh yeah. We'll work towards getting you there. Don't worry, and then you can just be a crew member. Wait, was your name Cloppington before you were transformed?
Yes.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It's kind of a sick irony.
Yeah, awesomely sick irony.
At this point, I just like Sorn wants to just chime in because it sounds like Pauly's trying to make a deal now.
Oh, no, you've already made a deal. I'm just making sure you pay. Pay up.
I'm from a family of farriers.
You cut out there, Dan.
I'm sorry, a family of farriers.
Oh.
Farriers?
It's like a shoe doctor for a horse. For the feet.
Cool.
So someone who takes care of horses.
Specifically their hooves.
Does Pauly say it out loud to Sorn, saying that making sure he has to pay up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorn will just respond with
Pauly doesn't speak in his mind, okay? Because his mind is a terror dome, okay?
This is true. Sorn's just gonna say, "This is not a deal of which I would make with you."
You didn't make a deal with me.
No, this is a deal that would not be extended to you as you would not need it. This is a different kind of deal. We have entered into a pact. This is bound. I can't ignore it.
Okay, good. Well, anyway, she's coming too because she's cool.
If she chooses to.
If she chooses to, true.
If she doesn't choose to, if I turn her back to normal before we leave this place.
Then we get a crewmate whose last name is Cloppington. I don't see a loss here.
I'm reading this as you want to kidnap this poor woman.
No, not kidnap. Just force into indentured servitude.
I think if this conversation is happening, Karu has maybe pulled her away from it's all sounding really transactional and
it's really hard. It's difficult to surreptitiously pull a horse lady aside.
Yeah, but he has tentacles and he just kind of wraps them around her upper shoulders and he's just kind of suggestingly moving her away, maybe closer to where Yama is standing and just away from what Pauly and Sorn are doing.
Yeah.
Because
she's like, "Oh no, I've done it again, haven't I?"
No, look, maybe, but
it's fine.
You can't hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, Dylan, if you can have head conversations no one can listen in on, Karu can have sidebar conversations no one can listen in on.
Fair enough.
And then Karu's just look, it's fine. Yeah, maybe you made a deal you didn't need to do. I don't know, sounds good, but that looked really weird from my side of things.
They definitely mean well.
Yeah.
But they can be a little weird, especially when those two butt heads, so I wouldn't let it worry you too much. He's the good guy.
I just want Sorn to hear the word butt heads. And he's like, "Who are you calling a butt head?"
And I think Karu's just like, "You don't have to be unhappy with what you are now. I know you obviously miss who you used to be, but there's nothing wrong with what you are now. You look amazing. You are probably really strong and powerful.
I definitely think this is a very functional form."
I love Yama. I love that.
He's all practical.
Yeah. And Karu's like, yeah. Surely more limbs are better. Always.
Are there other people like you on your plane?
I mean,
People like us?
I don't know the answer to that. Maybe but I have one of the worst memories. I barely remember how this happened, but I do know that I had a thing like you where I was not this always. But it's worked out. Is it the job that makes you unhappy, or is it the form, or are you putting them two together? Maybe just getting away from here could be the start of reframing your mindset. Yeah.
Well, I didn't really think about it. I just kind of wanted to, when you want something, but then when you get it in a way that you didn't quite want, and then you just want to do anything to undo that mistake. I hadn't really thought
I
about
absolutely understand.
I hadn't really thought about it beyond that. I also don't really know what happened. I mean, I don't know what this means for my friend, because I mean, we're reunited in a sense, but not really the one I'd hoped for, or one that really brings me any joy.
Mm.
So if your friend can perhaps undo this, maybe that'll bring my friend back too.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if that doesn't happen, and if the thing you want continues to not happen, then maybe you just need to look at what you've got and what opportunities you can do with that.
Well, I wouldn't want your friend to get into trouble for breaking contracts that he's set forth or anything like that. So I'll have a think about it. But
I mean, you're not breaking whatever you did with Sorn. You're not breaking that if you decide that you want to try the pirate life, which I highly recommend.
Yeah, I mean, the pirate life sounds fun. I just think like it'd be a lot more fun if I could swing from ropes and climb sails and dive underwater.
We can work something out.
I feel like
just like,
like all the things Karu can do very easily.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, it is pretty great.
Like I saw you up on the trapeze and on the ropes and and doing that stuff in the big top. Like I could just, I can never do that again. I can run. That's about it.
Hey, that's cool though. Like really fast and like charge into things. Like that's cool. I can't run. Well, I can run kind of fast, but I'm sure you run faster.
Yeah. Like I can run for long distances, I guess, which doesn't lend itself to life on a pirate ship.
We're not always on a ship. Sometimes we're in like an island and we've got to get away, or we've got to trek. Like just ships. There's plenty of things.
Sorry, Dan. Just one quick thing.
Sure.
With my understanding of pacts and hags,
Sure.
would this be considered a curse?
Yes. Yeah, probably. It would be a form of curse for sure. Probably quite a powerful one because she entered into it willingly.
But then she did enter into a contract with me willingly, which gives me some power over.
Not necessarily. If you borrow a car, if you borrow money for a car and you borrow money for a house from separate banks,
Sure.
the house bank has no power over the car.
Yeah. Someone's just thinking to himself.
No. I love where your head's at. I just don't think it like you can't override.
I don't think I could undo it. Yeah, I couldn't undo it at the moment.
Without finding the owner, finding the owner of that loan in question.
Yeah.
And taking over that loan, I guess.
Helping her refinance.
Yeah, exactly, right. But you got to get agreement or blood-curdling death screams from the other owner of the loan.
Sounds doable. All I know is this centaur human lady has entered into a blood pact with a drow.
Yeah, with a drow.
That's the recipe that is currently emerald green.
Yeah.
And drunk.
Good. Love it.
I like to think that my rumpa-dump hat has turned into like a jester's hat.
Your little, is that the mushroom head? Mushroom head?
Yeah, my mushroom guy is like affected by my wine through osmosis.
Oh yeah, he's been
looks like a
chewing
jester's
on
hat
those
now.
grains. He's been and occasionally when he lets out his little spores, but they're like multicolored. They're like little dancing lights, and they.
I'm just infecting everywhere I go with these spores as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I am a blight on everything.
Yeah, the big bad of season 4 is going to be myconids, 100%.
Well,
Cool. All right. I think we're getting close to 9:30 here, so I'll say that as you've sort of had this long, protracted conversation, Diana sort of puts her hand on your on yours, Karu, sort of like sandwiches your hand and is like, "Thank you. You've given me a lot to think about, and I feel like whilst I'm definitely not going to follow you into wherever he's going," and she looks at Sorn, because I've been in there and nothing good came of it. I will consider your offer about employment on a boat.
Yeah.
Couple more spins of the carousel and see how much that fulfills you, and then think about all the possibilities
Yeah.
of not being here. Also, you can keep Sorn in check. You know, make sure he is actually going to fulfill his part of the deal. I'm not saying he's not going to. He will, but you could probably like put some pressure on him by just being around.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I feel like the agreement I have with him compels him to do that thing, else suffer
But you could
terrible consequences.
Compel him even more. Just by checking in.
Just by, he said he would take out the trash, but if I just keep looking at him and the trash,
He hasn't done it yet. Yeah.
when are you going to get around to that, buddy?
Yep.
best part is it's my magic that created the pact.
Yes. I don't think you could break that pact without
I
such
couldn't
a
break
downside.
the pact.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, of course not.
There would be downside for sure.
Yeah.
And you know this. There's something deep within
Oh
you
yeah,
that knows this.
there is something in the it's still at the end of the day a Fey pact.
Yeah, it's a little bit different from the other Fey pact that you made with Garfield the Deals Warlock, which was obviously based around his power and him holding you to something. You have created your own, but you've also discovered that there is certainly a level of even a Fey that makes a promise has to keep that promise. Even a Fey Lord, an Archfey, a god, right? Their word is a law. So if they say it, it is true, and they must abide. Else anything else that they have ever said may also be a lie.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movie Dogma, you know exactly what terrible things can happen if God is ever proven wrong. Any other sort of little bits with Diana Cloppington before we move on? I'm going to say you've had plenty of conversation with her, unless there's sort of you start hearing the bells above the big top, horns blaring, unless there is something very urgent you wanted to see to rush off to in the carnival. It is time for the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch.
Yeah, let's go get Pauly his crown.
Yes. Time.
You follow the crowd.
Am I getting the crown?
Rushing.
You totally got it, dude. You totally got it.
Rushing to the big top. As everyone who's still here and still awake and still functioning, you pass out of the carousel area, see a couple of people passed out, still with custard all over their lips. At the feasting area, these fools will miss the crowning of the monarch, and and you make your way to the big top, find a seat, and the lights grow dim, and then a big spotlight seems to come down and illuminate Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and there's a sort of a building of snare drum. And that's where we'll end it this week.
Nice.
Ooh. Nice cliffy.
Yeah.
I like to think, no. I was gonna say on the walk over there, someone's going to try and update the party just retroactively
Okay.
about what he's just done, and that he has discovered that he has new abilities, and he's leaning very much into those abilities, and just fill the party in on what he just found out, essentially, so everyone else knows what's going on.
Cool. How does the party take that news, I guess? Is it less weird or more weird now? Or do you think this is just a cover for trying to hit on that centaur lady?
That one.
I
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
think it's a cover for hitting on the centaur. Yeah, correct.
He's talking shit right now.
Someone's like, "Did you see her? She was magnificent."
Yeah. And then you're starting
so-
to tell us all this stuff that we're like, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
simping hard for this centaur lady. It's like, oh
He's
yeah, I'm
got-
going to go
he's got
find
a
a thing. I'm
really
going to break a
weird,
curse for her. I'm going to go buy her new shoes.
Just take her out to dinner first, man. That seems like a lot.
I mean, she gave me her blood, so
Yeah, you don't usually start with the pact, you know.
You don't really start with the
that's
blood,
usually
no.
that's usually a third date thing.
What do you know of pacts? You're a bird.
I mean,
Have you entered a pact before?
I'm just saying, it's one of those things. Like you don't usually just start with the pact.
Well, I'm trying to gather more strength. And that is in my mind, having people indebted to you is a great way to create power. Once I help her, feel like
Or you can just be.
I never
or you
said-
can just be a pal.
So you are helping her, or you're taking advantage of her?
no, I am helping her. I am trying to undo the
Mhm.
predicament that she is stuck in. That was done in a place that I already need to go at some point.
I don't watch a lot of It's Only Sunny, but I'm thinking of that meme thing. It was like, oh, well, and she'll do what I say because of the implication that if she doesn't do what I say,
No.
she won't get her form back.
Someone's like, he's not that much of a dick about it. He's like, look, I need to. I have been this entire time. I've been wandering off because I'm trying to find my way into the realm of desire because I have access to the realm of dreams and something's going on in desire that I need to fix for the realm of dreams. And there's this whole thing like I have this cool gem. And I was like, because there's a lot of things that haven't been updated to everyone yet, and someone's just like ripping it up. He's like, I have this cool gem. I'm looking to kill this guy and put him in the gem and take his powers because he's fucking evil or something. Like, I don't fucking know, man. Like,
But
I got
this-
some more powers. I'm trying to lean into that, you know?
It's so much big information, though,
Yeah.
so quickly from a guy who is
Oh,
still
Pauly's-
changing color and still a little drunk that we're all just like, well, Karu's just like, look, it's fine, man. If you thought she was hot, like, what are you? What?
The only
He's not
reason-
believing you.
Pauly's eyes like glazed over like within like 2 sentences.
The only reason someone is telling anyone anything is because he's still a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
normally
yeah.
he would just be very closed off, like, fuck these guys, they don't need to know.
Yama's hand is just going to fall on Sorn's shoulder, and very seriously, he's going to make eye contact with him, and he's like, we need to talk.
I'm talking
as
right
you
now.
say that, I would like to say that as you say that, Pauly sat down with a bag of peanuts, and the lights go down in the big top, right? Like Sorn's been like rushing this explanation as you walk towards the big top, and sit down. Pauly's eyes glazed over and went, "You're crazy. Fucking go get some peanuts, popcorn or whatever." And Yama, you just give the "we need to talk," and the lights go down and the drums start. I think is probably an even better way to end that. Because I love this conversation, I want it to continue, but I also love that it's being interrupted and no one believes him.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
And that
Everyone
he's
went this way.
possibly purple.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's usually a shade of purple.
Oh, okay. Well,
Seems
I'm
like a
sorry.
very
He's
dark
probably
purple.
yellow or something right now.
Sickly yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think by this point, like, he's just like, his limbs are changing color at different rates to the rest of him now, so he just looks like a court jester.
Yeah. Brilliant.
He looks ridiculous.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm pretty keen to end it there, and then we will pick this back up after our long weekend, and continue on the Witchlight Carnival, the wild beyond the Witchlight. Maybe we will go beyond next session.
Great sesh.
Mm-hmm.
Very great, Sash.
Hell yeah.
Apart from that, is there anything else you wanted to add before I sign us off and turn us off for the evening?
You cut out, Dan.
You
cut out.
You like the riddles? Did you like more riddles? I know you love the different kinds of riddles and poems. That no, Cait's not happy.
I enjoyed the hell out of them.
Aw, thanks, Timmy.
I liked them because I got one of them, basically.
Yeah, I could work out the Pride Before the Fall one, but everybody else got that, so I was just like, I'm out.
All good. All right. Well, I'll close this off there. And then I'm gonna go back and watch the VOD and see if I can pull Dylan's double nat ones for its own little clip, and just play that on repeat anytime Dylan enters
That
the
was
chat.
great.
That was gonna be great.
Never entering chat again.
It's so good.
Let's make it a sub alert.
Oh, that's brilliant.